Okay, perfect. Let's take a look on how to get the software running. First of all, if you haven't done it, let's go into Visual Studio Community. This will be the IDE that you use. Community is free, you don't have to pay anything, so I recommend you to download it from here. The system was developed in Windows, so I will recommend that you actually use Windows for this. So go ahead and download it and install it. Make sure that when you install it, you install Unity C++ dependencies. Once you're done with that, we need to go into the Epic Games, which is the Unreal company. We click in here and make sure to get Epic Games. That will trigger a download for the Epic launcher. So once you get that done, let me give you an idea of what it's gonna look like. You will get this nice launcher. You will have to create an account. Accounts are free, especially if you use your educational accounts. We will go into library and we will install the engine version. As you can see, most of my projects are in 4.18, so I recommend you to download 4.18. In the drop down menu you can select it, since currently we're working on 4.19 for Unreal, but you do need 4.18.3. Perfect. The last step, we will go to OpenHID GitHub to download the current project. This is where you will find the most up-to-date project. Once you download it, you will see a folder that's something like this. You open here and then you look for the Unreal Engine project file. Double click on it. If it's the first time, you might get this little disclaimer here that you don't have some of the modules. Click go ahead. It will take a couple of minutes to rebuild everything, but as they go, I will walk with you shortly. It will take a couple of seconds depending on your machine. While it loads everything, if you have an SSD, that will be a better setup for Unreal, and also recommend the most RAM that you can squeeze out of your system. Even though 8 GB is recommended, a better amount of RAM will benefit you at the long run. Here, this is your project. The last thing that you want to do is come in here in File and open Visual Studio. Is the easiest way, because this way you load the whole project. If it's the first time loading it, it will take a little bit more time, since it has to run all the dependencies and compile them to be ready. Here you have a set of scripts. All of them have a header file and a CPP, C++ file. All of these files are compliant with Unreal coding. I just want to show you, you see here purple information. Whenever you see purple, it's very Unreal dependent, so make sure to type it correctly, because Unreal doesn't like when you don't type the proper words. It might not bother you here, but when you're compiling your game, it will crash for sure. What I mean for crashing, most of the compiling is done in the Unreal Engine, so you will hit here the compile button, and as it loads, it will tell you if everything is okay or not. As you can see, for mine it only took 1.4 seconds. As I was saying previously, it might take a little bit longer if you have a slower setup, meaning hard drive versus RAM setup. Okay, just to give you an idea, the maps are located in third-person blueprint maps. The splash screen is the first screen that you get, and then the third-person example map is the big map with all our objects. So as you can see, it's loading in the bottom, but I can go here and start affecting my environment. That's pretty much it. I will recommend, for sure, take a look at the documentation of Unreal. Very self-explanatory, very well written, and if you ever get stuck with anything, don't be afraid to put those comments on the forums. or either ask the question on the forums. They're very well written and with a lot of help.